ladies, how's everybody doing tonight? On the show. How's everybody doing tonight? Let's see. Do we have to? We have to make sure everything's working good. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're here for the frickin' wrestling Monday Night Raw recap. Some little chicken nuggets on the as well. Not too much. Kind of pendejo news, but it was out there. Might as well report it. I must report it before the news gets super big. I hate that shit. So might as well before the news gets too big and. Let's see here, ladies and gentlemen. We got some news, and then we got the Monday Night Raw recap. All right, so the news is kind of pendejo face. Alea, remember she was in a tag team. She even won the tag team champion in the summer with Raquel Rodriguez. And then in September, she suffered an injury, and she's been cleared by the medical staff. Been nowhere to be found. Now it seems like they're using Shotzi as a partner for Raquel Rodriguez. And nowhere, apparently she's healthy, but creative has no plans for Alea going forward. I always thought Alea was kind of the reporter, Kayla Broxton and Alea. I thought it was the same person, pendejo face for me. Anyways, so no plans for Alea going forward for Miss. Rampage is doing really bad. It just got its worst viewership. I believe it was like 300,000 views. I think they tried to do it like around 5 o'clock a few weeks ago. They're trying to really experiment with it. I don't know about this show, man. I think you really should just take it away, man. I would not be surprised if TNT just drops it eventually. It's just not like I don't know what to do. Like either you make it 2 hours and you kind of make it like your SmackDown version, and like Dynamite might be more like your Raw version. Or maybe use it for Ring of Honor, but the problem is nobody gives a shit about that. That's why, look at all the champions. Chris Jericho, AEW guy. Daniel Garcia, Pure Championship, AEW guy. Samoa Joe, Television Champion, AEW guy. The FTR Tag Team Champions, AEW guys. All of their champions are AEWs. So what is that telling you? Ring of Honor, nobody gives a shit about it. So the views would probably get even worse if they just make it a fucking Ring of Honor show. You might just take it off, man. I would just take it off. I think Tony Khan should have to take the F, accept the fail on this one. It's so interesting because it's very probably hard for Tony Khan to just admit he fucked up by making this show and taking it off. I can see him instead of taking it off, trying to repackage it, like I said, trying to make it a Ring of Honor show, or maybe like a SmackDown version, like a 2-hour second show. I don't know. But I just don't know if Tony Khan can swallow his pride and admit that he fucked up by adding this show and just taking it off. Unless TNT and like Warner Bros. Really pressure him to take it off. But who knows? But this show's not doing good at all, man. CM Punk, I think a fan asked on Dave Meltzer on Twitter if there was a chance that the CM Punk situation could be a storyline, or it could turn into a storyline to get him back on TV. He said, Dave Meltzer was like, as of right now, it is not a storyline. Maybe in the road they could fix things up and turn into a storyline to have him come back. But as of right now, that does not look like a good chance of happening. All right, and then let's see here. Raw recap, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go to Monday Night Raw recap when we get the card out. Let's see here. All right, ladies and gentlemen, hold on. All right, Monday Night Raw recap. Shit. All right, so here we go, man. Monday Night Raw from Washington, D.C. So this show, just like most WWE, outside of Roman Reigns, it's a bunch of mid-carders. They started to get off with a nice start, They got the freaking the Bloodline, Sami Zayn, Solo Sikoa, Usos come out. So nice start before the show in the parking lot. Out of nowhere, the Bloodline's arriving, and freaking Riddle comes in their scooter and just like scares them. And then they start getting interviewed by freaking the other what's his name, Elias comes out, and he's like, "What the fuck's going on?" And Sosa Cola just beat the shit out of Elias, takes him out. So Elias is out of the match. So then the Usos come out, they shoot a promo, and then Riddle comes out like, "You guys, I can't use Elias anymore. He's hurt, but now my new replacement is Kevin Owens." So it makes sense, obviously, because the plan long term is for WrestleMania for Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn to challenge the Usos, and obviously the other plan is for Kevin Owens to face Roman Reigns at Royal Rumble. So it does make sense, obviously, for him to be the replacement. And so it was a nice little match, I guess. At the end there, obviously the Usos win. And after the match, you know, they're still trying to beat up Matt Riddle. Kevin Owens gets a chair, chase them all down the ramp to the stage, backstage. The Usos and Sami Zayn. But he leaves Sosa Cola behind with Matt Riddle laying there. Fucking Sosa Cola beats the shit out of Matt Riddle. He hits him with a Samoan spike. And then he puts a fucking a chair. He puts him in the corner, puts a chair in his face, and pretty much hit him with his ass. And fucking, I guess he got he got concussion. He got like a neck injury. I think Matt Riddle has been kind of lost ever since Randy Orton got hurt. And I think they're starting to realize that. So they took him out of TV. I don't know what you do with Matt Riddle. You got to probably just take him out for at least for a few weeks and try to figure out what do you do with Matt Riddle. Because, yeah, he's everything. He's starting to get annoying right now. It seems like every storyline he pops in, he doesn't even belong. It's like, get this guy out of here. So maybe they're going to, maybe a little bit of a reset button with Matt Riddle. Let us, the fans, get a little bit of a break of him. And it makes Sosa Cola look like a badass. But yeah, man, I think they realize that this character is getting stale for Matt Riddle. I think they keep the character. They just gotta let it breathe for a little bit and let us, the fans, you know, take a break from it, and then find like a proper storyline where it actually makes sense for him, not just like almost like interfering in other people's storylines. So that was it for that. And then we get a freaking let's see here. So then JBL does a poker invitational. He invites a bunch of people to play poker. You know, this was pretty much the whole night segment. You know, ends up setting a match between Dominic and Akira Tozawa. And then it sets up another match, a 6-man tag team match with the Alpha Academy, Chad Gable and Otis, and Baron Corbin versus the OC, the original club. And then a bunch of other comedy. At the end, everybody just gets pissed off because they think Baron Corbin is cheating. So that's what set up the 6-man tag team match with the original club. And then fucking Johnny Gargano's there with Dexter Lumis. And he's like, I guess we won, Dexter. And then they just take all the money off. And whatever. It was a nice little way to, I guess, set up some matches and have some little, I guess, comedy in the backstage area. Fucking at one point, Miss tried to get in. And I'm like, you know Dexter Lumis is in there, Miss. I think they're going to keep those two away now for a while at least. So yeah, like I don't have any money, but I'll see you my watch. So you do know that shit is fake, right? And then Miss looked like a pendejo. Almost like he didn't even know his own watch was fake. Pendejo face for the Miss. Maybe they'll do a storyline now where the Miz is like poor or something, and maybe Maurice leaves him. And that would be kind of fun and interesting. Okay, and then we get the first, I guess, triple threat match. Bayley and Rhea Ripley, and Asuka. First, they get a little microphone here with Bayley and Becky Lynch. Where pretty much Becky Lynch tells Bayley, hey, you know, this is the first time, and 3 years we might have a match. And then, you know, she's like, you know, we've just been missing each other for the last 3 years. You know, in 2020 you were here in the Thunderdome, but I was back at home pregnant. And then I come back in 2021, but you break your leg, you're out, and then you come back in 2022, and then I hurt my shoulder. We keep missing each other. But we're gonna have a great match again. And Bayley's like, yeah, you know, you're wasting my time. I have a match to prepare for. we already know our fucking history stuff, shit like that. So they're teasing that, and then we have the match. And then she has a stare down as she's walking out, and Rhea Ripley's making her entrance. So right now, where are they going with Becky Lynch? Maybe Becky Lynch, Bailey at Royal Rumble, but then Rhea Ripley at WrestleMania. What about with Ronda Rousey? I don't know, man. A lot of different opportunities in the next few months for Becky Lynch. And then so we have the first match, but she does feel like a star. That division feels a lot. That Raw division feels pretty good right now with Bailey, Bianca Belair, Alexa Bliss, even Rhea Ripley, and now Becky Lynch. That Raw division is pretty. And I think Triple H realizes that, and he's like, we don't have a world champion right now for the men's side. We might as well focus more on the women's side, and that's what I think they did in this show, man. They're like, the man also a mid card, right? It's a tag team titles with the Usos and Austin Theory's United States Championship. And I think Triple H is like, fuck this, let's just focus more on the woman. Because there is more stars, it seems like, right? With the Becky Lynch, Bailey, Alexa, Rhea Ripley. With the men, it's like everyone's a mid-carder. Maybe a little bit of star power with the Bloodline and maybe with Seth Rollins and Bobby Lashley, but that's about it. So we get the triple threat match. Bailey, Rhea Ripley, and Asuka. Nice little good match, man. Entertaining. At the end there, fucking Bailey wins. She gets Asuka with the roast plant, her finisher, and she wins. So she advances. Now she will face the winner of another triple threat match. And then let's see here. Next shit. And then, let's see here. We get Seth Rollins, kind of acting like a heel in a way almost. Pretty much just kind of trolling Bobby Lashley about losing to Brock Lesnar. He's like, what's your problem with Brock Lesnar? Are you scared? Are you jealous? What's your problem with Brock Lesnar, man? And Bobby Lashley, just gets pissed at him. They start getting into a fucking brawl. He punches him. The security's got to come out. At the end, they're fucking... Bobby Lashley supposedly accidentally spears one of the security guards, like a producer. Backstage, Adam Pearce is like, hey, I'm not going to punish you this time, but it's a warning. I know it was an accident. Next time you do something like this, I'm going to punish you. And Bobby Lashley just gets pissed. He's like, next time, tell him to get out of my way. So it's almost like, who the heel? Seth Rollins was acting more like a heel in this one. I don't know. But I think they're going to have a match next week. Seth Rollins and Bobby Lashley. So this makes us care about the match, this fucking brawl they had, I guess. It's a way to really invest us in. It's a way to put like a storyline behind it. Okay. Then we get Austin Theory backstage with Byron Saxton. Fucking Mustafa Ali comes at him. It sets up a match between Mustafa Ali and Austin Theory. Let's see here. So then we got the Austin Theory Mustafa Ali match. It was kind of a good match. But then at the end, fucking Dolph Ziggler interferes. He takes out fucking he takes out freaking what's his name? Austin Theory. And then Mustafa Ali's pissed off of him. But then Austin Theory gets back in the ring and he takes out both of them. He takes out both Dolph Ziggler and Mustafa Ali. Then all of a sudden they're making sure Austin Theory looks he looks strong, I guess. Whatever. And then we get the 6-man tag team match that got set up in the JBO Poker Invitation. The OC versus the Academy and Chad Gable, Otis, and Baron Corbin. Obviously, this was kind of fun. Obviously, anytime you get JBL on commentating, this was fun, man. But then at the end, the fucking OC wins the match. JBL, what are you fucking cheaters? Because they hit the Magic Killer. He's like, obviously, like it's like a double team move. He's like, you fucking cheaters, you cheated. JBL being a hypocrite, as the heel, claiming that they cheated. But I guess it protected Baron Corbin. He didn't get pinned. Chad Gable got pinned. So whatever. So the OC wins the match. And then let's see, we get Candice LeRae interviewed, and then Johnny Gargano and Dexter Lumis show all the money they got, and she's about to say holy, and I think she was gonna say holy, a bad word, and fucking Johnny Gargano fucking covers her mouth, you know, kind of funny, whatever. Then we get the other match that got set up in the JBL Poker Invitational, Akira Tozawa versus Dominic. Obviously, you know where the fuck this is gonna happen. A fucking squash match. Dominic Mysterio won. And then they start beating the shit out of Akira Tozawa after the match. The Street Profits come out, and the fucking Judgment Day just gets out of the ring. Let's see here. Then they just advertise a lot of matches for next week. You know, whatever. And then we get the triple threat match for the woman: Alexa Bliss, Nikki Cross, and Becky Lynch. And you know, I'm like, either Becky Lynch or Alexa Bliss is gonna win this match. But it was a good match, man. At one point, Alexa Bliss, I think she tried to go for the Sister Abigail, which is Bray Wyatt's finisher, but I don't think she could hit it. But at the end there, Alexa Bliss actually wins the match. She does the fucking thing off the rope, the Twisted Bliss, I think it's called, and she beats Nikki Cross. So Alexa Bliss won. So I think Alexa Bliss, she's probably gonna be Bayley next week, and then it's gonna be Alexa Bliss versus Bianca Belair, and we think it's gonna be like a babyface versus babyface, friends versus friends. But I think leading up to the match, I think Alexa Bliss is gonna turn heel on Bianca Belair. But it's interesting because they keep showing the Bray Wyatt stuff while she was warming up backstage for the match. They once again show the Bray Wyatt stuff, and it's like Bray Wyatt's being presented as a babyface. So it's like it's gonna be interesting to see if like how this works. I don't know, but yeah. So I think that's gonna be the match next week: Alexa Bliss versus Bayley, and the winner's gonna face Bianca Belair for the Women's Championship at Royal Rumble. So we'll see, man. Interesting. Some people were pissed, you know. They wanted Rhea Ripley to win the first triple threat. A lot of people wanted Becky Lynch to win the second triple threat. Yeah, I thought for sure. But it's just like all of a sudden you have a lot of toys to play with in the SmackDown women's division. All of a sudden there's a lot of people there. So you know, it's good, man. Like I said, I think they're focusing more on the woman division now on Raw. Being that there's no Raw champion for the men's side. And we'll see, man. I mean, I don't think it's gonna be Bayley winning because we already seen that match 1,000 times. Bayley and Bianca Belair. That was pretty much like the second half of 2022. They had like 3 matches, like a ladder match, last woman standing match. They have had a bunch of different matches, so I'm pretty sure it's gonna be Alexa Bliss. But then, like I said, what do you do with Becky Lynch? What do you do with Bayley if after she loses that match? You still got Rhea Ripley. On Ronda Rousey, I think she's programmed to face Raquel Rodriguez at Royal Rumble. So it's looking like it's gonna be Alexa Bliss versus Bianca Belair, and on the SmackDown side, it's gonna be Ronda Rousey versus Raquel Rodriguez for the women's side, and the World Champion is looking like it's gonna be Kevin Owens versus Roman Reigns. Those are gonna be the 3 main events of Royal Rumble. All right, ladies and gentlemen, until next time, I'm on like a light. Have a good night, everybody.
Yeah.